Hello New Zealand, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our weekend weather video. And of course, this weekend, the first weekend and the first couple of days of spring on the meteorological calendar. But let's take a look first of all at the animated wind map, and this was for the final day of winter, taken for Friday evening. And you can see that big low that's out on the Tasman, it's been there all week, finally falling apart. The energy shifting over to the eastern side now, and that's why it's a bit windier and cooler, some wet weather there. But in the north, a couple of downpours, and then things dry out ahead of what really is typical spring weather. You've got a warm northerly followed by a cold southerly, and that is what is coming in towards us for the weekend and the start of next week. It's quite a lot to cover. So let's start off with the temperatures for Saturday. It is a warmer than average day across the country. Look at this map. So this shows you how much warmer than average it is. The red area, 4 to 8 degrees. A large part of the country, much warmer than usual, but some of the coastal areas, not quite so much, like Christchurch, Marlborough Sounds, and even up around Auckland, you're only talking about a degree or two warmer than usual, but it will be mild. And then at night time, also warmer than usual in most places, only by a couple of degrees, but it just shows that warm northwest wind that's coming in for the weekend. And this is Saturday. You can see that nor'wester coming in across the country. It might be a little more westerly for some regions. The big low and all the rain from earlier this week slowly moving away to the east. We've got the dry nor'westers for most places on Saturday, and then Saturday night in comes the cold front and Sunday's weather sitting over there in Tasmania on Saturday, if that makes any sense. So rain is coming back to the country. Not a lot really for some areas, but you can see the South Island on Saturday night has the heaviest falls, and there will be some heavy falls in the North Island, probably more likely on Sunday morning. This is lunchtime Sunday. You can see those showers. There's the cold front, pretty weak, sort of falls apart as it moves over the North Island overnight Saturday and early Sunday. Then you go back to westerlies and showers. Nothing too serious really in there for the North Island, but in the South Island, the temperatures drop. You've got another cold front coming through, a deep low just tracking past the southern part of the country. It's a storm. It's got gale force winds around it, and there'll be a bit of snow coming up the mountains across the weekend. And this is it here on the snow maps. So this is for Saturday night on the left-hand side, Sunday lunchtime. Basically what you're looking at is sort of mountain snow, so it could affect the alpine passes, and the snowfall totals certainly getting up there around the 20 to 25 centimetre mark. It might go higher than that for some areas, might get up to 50 centimetres. Let's get to Monday, a colder day in the South Island, wintry in fact. It'll be cold and there'll be snow on the mountains and ranges, hopefully nothing too low down though for serious problems, but some of the alpine passes might be affected. There's that cold front on Monday in the North Island, and then by Tuesday everybody has got the colder southeasterly. It's a more of a southeasterly wind. It might turn a little more southerly around the north, might even be a bit west to northwest first thing in the morning up there, but this change is sweeping through next week, so the temperatures do take a drop. And then behind all that, by the time we get to the middle of next week, in comes high pressure. That returns frosty weather to the South Island, but also the clear skies. And then we've got this low that forms off the east coast with more southeasterlies. The east coast of the North Island looks the wettest for the start of next week and the coldest, but there will be frost returning to the South Island, and maybe even around Waikato and Bay of Plenty there might be some light frosts around Wednesday or Thursday if the winds die out. So there we go, quite a lot going on. It is typical spring weather because by the following Sunday we might be back to subtropical nor'easters, so it's all over the place now. That is all from me. Have a great weekend. Enjoy Saturday's weather. It's going to be pretty good, I think, and we'll catch you again on Monday.